vez de que sea el final. No, soy yo. Tengo 2 puntos. Quizás luego me sirva. Mejor uno. Voy a guardar. Vale, los escalofríos.
Officer Harry, what happened?
She sounds almost disappointed with you, reprimanding you for falling and hurting your knee.
Is this from the shooting in town? We heard gunshots.
There was an exchange of fire on Rue de Saint-Guylaine. It's nothing to be worried about, madam.
Of course. That won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. We've got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead.
Hasn't been there herself. Who has then?
My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies. Always seem like a bad... The kids sometimes go there too. I know they do, on rafts. I tell them, the twins. God forbid they bring the girl along and some...
Can we maybe ask your twins about...
Be my guest. They've a strange way of talking. See if you can get anything useful. I'm sad to hear that. Take care of that with Ether, will you?
That's cool. You boasting your bacterial infection like that.
Well, most of it's sunken. Underwater. That means concrete underwater. Cut your boat if you're not careful. If you promise to bring it back, and no scraping the hull. I just got it nice and yellow. And no drinking on the boat.
Of course, ma'am. It's only for a day or two.
Aye.
The crow's feet disappear.
Please be conservative with the fuel, will you? Just filled her up, but it's a small tank.
Holy shit.
The scruffy-haired little boy
On that island, that's, nothing. It's just a seafort and some and we make, gather the sticks for their lights. The fire guy comes and asks us.
They must mean a human being on that island, but it's cut off.
No. Yes.
Let's go with yes.
Because he asks to put the fire out. I don't know. Yes.
Did you mean there are...
Yes. No, he doesn't. No, he lives there. He doesn't live there.
Anything else?
I don't know. We ran. He just yelled we shouldn't be there. Our father didn't say that. He didn't. I'm sorry. There's
Lights, fire guy. We should check up on that island.
Tengo miedo.
A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle, and you're off into the bay. Have you made all the necessary preparations? Closed all your accounts?
Voy a la isla. Están. Ni cagando lo voy a encontrar. No quiero hacerlo y no lo voy a encontrar. Y pues este es el final. Hostia. Ok.
Remember what the netpicker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Eternally. Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. And the trees are green and overhanging, where the light free and everlasting. And the trees are green and overhanging, where the light free and everlasting. Want to be free.
The boat comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns the engine. In the silence, a sputter of wings. There is very little wind here today. The ghost is standing. Let's go.
Cortaron la misión. No puedo pasar.
The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot on the coast.
Ah, yes. So it seems. For bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supplies? From enemies. Enemies of the commune of Revachol. They see...
¿Qué pasa? ¿Se movió la cámara? Mierda. parece tan seguro. Pero le pone sí. Eso debe estar soportando un arma. Es un inflamado. ¿Qué es esto?
An old cylindrical generator is nested above the ammo lift, with makeshift electrical wiring running out. The lieutenant puts his hand.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wire downstairs, somewhere? Liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes the kind that's favored by vagrants and fuel thieves. It's been a long winter.
If anyone stayed here, they'd need a generator. A hollow ring. The canister is empty. Dust falls from the generator and
I don't know. I'm not a philosopher. Someone who has basic electrical skills has restored it in order to keep the room warm.
the wind outside picks up suddenly with a faint howl. There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on part.
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
You force the rest of the sentence out through pain.
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead.
¿Qué juego quieres que descanse? Es que no confío tanto en ti. Quizás en un final.
Yes, anytime. If you...
You don't?
Sí, ya sé. Quizás sea otra cosa que sacate y quizás
The
revierten.
greasy...
The offer...
The bed is quiet. You face the concrete wall. There's less light there, in the dark. You didn't realize how tired you were. Your body is still nowhere near here. The blanket feels cold. The entire room does. Concrete and cold. Minutes pass. You feel yourself standing up in the darkness, right next to the mattress. Slowly, the world begins to hatch from sleep.
¿Morí? No. Se hizo de noche, creo que sí tenía que dormir o me desmayaba. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Dónde está Kim? Es una pesadilla de ley. Fuera a la playa. Parece cerrado, pues entrar. Por la derecha. Cadena. La cadena. ¿Ves? Los bueyes en el agua.
Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state turns around to face you. She has a... Okay, don't say you need to talk, but you don't even want to talk to her. She would only be cold and mean. Let her go.
Hey,
Ay, no, es que ya sabía que algo. Ay, no.
I mean, hey to you too? I'm doing really good, actually. Both professionally and romantically. I've come to a fulfilling and peaceful period in my life. Well, how are you doing, Harry?
Puta madre.
Don't say that. I know this positive thing sounds stupid to you, Harry, but it works. We all have an obligation to be happy. You too. And you will be. Now.
This is everything I always warned you about.
I'm sorry. I was heading to the aerodrome. I just don't have time.
She means she doesn't have time to tend. She sighs. What are you doing? Stop saying things like that.
I'm going to Morova. To live there, in Grad. It's 1 million kilometers away, Harry. Might as well be another lifetime. Just my scepter, my globe cruciger, a spare silk gown, a toothbrush, travel documents, the crown of immortality. Oh, this. This is just a wreath. The crown of immortality is made of rarefied light, mana.
She looks at the suitcase, not knowing what more. Silence. Her nuptial gown flows in the wind. Wraps.
Anyway. No, Harry. It's just regular skin. I'm not as beautiful as you always thought I was. Let's not get into.
She does not. Silence. A distant wind blows. You can't think of anything.
No, Harry. No. I don't want a massive, epic showdown. We don't have anything to talk about anymore. Every combination of words has been played out. The atoms don't form us anymore. Us. Our love. Our unborn daughters.
Nuestras hijas no nacidas.
It's all gone. I have to go to the aerodrome. I have to leave Revachol and you. And you have to be alone. In hell. Forever. That's just the way it is.
Oh God, whatever you do, don't try to kiss her yet. Not after that. You're still reeling. You'll fall over if you try now.
Pero no entiendo nada. Vivió Rivachol. Ay, no.
It's not. But... I don't know why I said but. That's it, yes. We've talked about it 1,000,000 times.
Where in hell? Stop. You're only making it worse for him. You never help with anything.
See? It just takes some time. For you, it will take something like 20 years, maybe? It was hard for me, too. I used to think I couldn't live without you. But I can.
It's not. It's just not.
Me baño. Puta madre. Carajo.
Yes. It only took me 1 year, maybe 2. Phew. Yes. But that time is gone now. So very gone.
There is a silence. As you talk, it feels like chewing on gravel, granite, steel bars.
Creo que no quiero olvidar.
No, Harry. We can't. We already tried again.
Is that how it is now? We should just try all good things. Not you too.
I don't know. Please. Harry, we can't be together because you're insane.
She avoids turning them to you. They're turning moist now. Her eyes. She slowly shakes her head and tries to get a hold.
You know what I mean. A little down. You've worked there for so long, you can't even talk like a normal person anymore. It's always lists with you. Questions. See? Let's talk about something else. It's not just the lists. You get sad, Harry. Too sad. People can't get that. Other people get sad too, but not like you. In conclusion, you're ill. You're an old, insane man. And you have to be in hell until the end of your life. And I have to go to Morova. I don't know what you mean. Dolores Day. Wasn't I Dolores Day just a second ago? Now I'm the X thing? You're confusing me. I haven't even bought the tickets yet.
We all told you. Everyone warned you.
Everyone.
Literally all of you.
I'm glad too, but I have to go. My friends are waiting.
What?
Pero es que no entiendo nada.
She does not look back. Instead, eyes her fingernails. They're bitten, frayed. That even 1,000 times you beat an animal. 1,000 times you've raised that fabric. What is underneath has always calmed you, centered you, made you sane.
The morning? I don't understand. Oh my God, Harry, stop. I don't want to hear anything about the morning. I can't do that anymore. I'm not 80 years old, I'm 32. People my age are not supposed to.
This is a bit much for me. It feels like your ribs are cracking around your heart. The advisor to the Queen of Sorrence sighs and looks down at the crumbling asphalt. There is nothing she can do about.
Yes, Harry. I am. Things have gotten much better for me. Now that I am the ruler of the known.
A tiny golden watch with red straps around her bony little wrists.
We both said a lot of things. We were very young.
Es verdad.
As Queen Regnant, I write a lot of letters.
You need to recite it to her. For a year, put a stake through your heart. She'll get hurt too. Collateral damage.
Te vas a sufrir basura.
Please, Harry, I just don't have time for this.
Debo echarme cada mañana mientras duermes. No tomo el pisco de 3 gallego escupido en el pecho por camino del viajero. La hada más acaba y crece hasta que la noche de la rosa dinero. Hay un nuevo argumento. Sobre el tranvía vuelvo la mirada. Catenario. Hace un compañero. Soy tanto que casi hecho correr. Antes lo hago. No querer que te Elysium, pero siento tu lado. La respuesta inmensa y siempre, siempre, siempre iré.
Okay, stop. Yes. Are you happy now? Then why are you doing this? Very well. I wrote it. It was morning. You slept. There was hoarfrost on the ground when I left. On Voyager Road. It was 100 million years ago. I was someone else then. Filled to the brim with love for you. Hanging on your every word. Oh, Harry, you were the coolest. But I am no longer that person. This has taken her place. It will devour you. Harry, I will eat your mind.
The light of the video rental shines through her dress now. A DeLorean figure, cut in black, moves below. It's still her. Her legs, her breasts, her hips.
The coolest. With your leather jacket and your boot-cut pants. Smoking in the bus stop. I wanted you to be the rest of my life that day. And you were. Some of it. The first and worst time I fell in love. I will always have that with me. It's a fact. But that is all it is. Yes, let's talk about that too. Let's bring it up, the zoo. In Le Jardin, the day we went east of the river. It was just a day then, but to think. Were we there now, you could touch my hair, kiss me. Talk to me about anything, go virtually anywhere in the world. Not like now. It's here, Harry. We are on Voyager Road. At the end of it, 300 meters from the stop. We used to come here to rent videos. There. You could not pay the electrical bill. It became a lightless tomb. The years you spent training for the militia, my parents' money, it was not good. Is there really anything left? If not, we can always repeat one of the things we have already talked about. Talk about it again. If you do not feel like doing that, then you should let me go to the aerodrome.
Es el beso de la muerte que leí. Ay, no.
With your feet trembling from the steps you took, tepid and fearful, she is not kissing you back. The moment is ending. She is going to move her face away from yours.
Se hubiera gustado. Ah, la mierda.
Trying hard not to look at you. When she withdrew and you held on to her. Brother, you should put me in front of a firing squad. I have no words for how I failed you.
No, Harry. Not yet. There is one more thing you have to see.
No, 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 me niego, no.
I'm pregnant.
Sí que era la conozco. Dijo que no se enamoró, sí, no soy yo.
Of course not. I terminated yours.
Oh my.
Don't you remember? You poor fuck. Poverty-stricken fuck.
Oh my god.
Now, go ahead. Ask me more questions.
No, this has more questions. Ask more.
Quiero entender lo que pasó. Yo le embaracé, pero ella no quería. Y esto pasó varias veces. Fueron 2 veces, por eso es genocidio y mató a nuestros hijos. Nuestros hijos genocidios. No me voy a girar.
We both said we will always have what was. That is very contested by modern historians. You're only saying this because things didn't work out between us.
Stop making her angry. She won't start loving you again if you call her a mass murderer. Seriously.
You were very bad to me too. I have to, Harry. Really, I've already missed the 8:30.
I was wrong. You don't have power over her anymore. You shouldn't have said that. I am wrong about everything. You should go on without me.
No, brother, es eso.
No, you don't. You're just being a martyr. And I'm really going now. The time is up. I must be on the 10:20 flight. Yes, I won't see you, but you will see me. Oh, Harry, this is a dream. Can't you see? I'm already in Morova by now. Who knows how long ago this happened? A year? 2? 5 years ago? Right here, tomorrow night. Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening. 3 times a week, at least. And Harry, it really, really looks like it started happening. I'm suffocatingly beautiful and young. And I smell of tutti frutti chewing gum, like I did that time when I asked you for forgiveness. Oh yes, this is real darkness. It's not death or war or child molestation. Real darkness. See you tomorrow.
Yo no te quiero ver. Entonces es demasiado trágico. Ah, ya tengo un mal presentimiento de esto porque me vienen todos los recuerdos.
You're up, quick. How was your sleep?
No, otra vez como de Walking Dead, no.
Of course. I was just thinking maybe you've torn your stitches. Are you ready to move on? Okay.
He's still worried. You must have really thrashed and
Una joya, una joya. ¿Qué es esto?
books and magazines lie scattered on the floor, and on most are soft covers. Serialized fantastique and detective stories from among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories. You find a magazine.
Someone's made themselves a home.
Not that you can tell. This is a digest of someone who's dead bored. Most of it is for entertainment. You do feel there's something you're not getting here, though.
Bueno.
You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one. A heavy steel blast door.
Another part of the island, probably. The lock looks like it could still be. Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open? Alright, I retract my statement. It was naive. Let's look around and get it open.
Quizás con esto. Eso es verificarlo.
Green paint flecks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of the keys rattle like teeth. This keyboard hasn't been functional in decades.
The console of an anti-computation device. The generator upstairs, with wires coming out. They terminate here. Possibly. Urgence, ouvert, allumé, radiodiffusé. It sounds like this device was used to control the electronics here.
Nothing happens. The dial slides under the glass, silently. You make a...
Insular. This is an off-air radio computer, I believe, used for military communications. We need to restore power before using this, officer. The generator, it didn't look... We should look around outside. There are barrels all over. Maybe one of them still has something in it.
The console looks on as you talk, mute and unpowered. It's...
Ok, se le toca trabajar. Ok. Todo comunicado.
a strange feeling looking at the water with a bottle in your hand. Perhaps there's someone there in front of the video rental. Maybe. You know it's going to hurt. In the still mirror of the bay, you see Martinez reflected. Islets and posts like stepping stones. There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof. At the head of
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
there's a firing slit in the wall in front of you, like a little window, quite old and grimy from years without cleaning by anything other. The springs screech as you lean on the mat. Trepidation. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape painting. 1 kilometer across the water, the ruins look the red chimney and collapsed rear wall of the 4-story tenement in front of the Whirling in Rags, Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 10. A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery. The box-shaped silhouette of the Whirling in Rags. Its sloped roof, a tiny fleck of light catches your eye on the rooftop. Sunlight reflecting off the upstairs window of...
Do you have a line of sight to the window? I can see it, through the scope of a rifle. The shooter would be prone, lying on a mat. I think we have it. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest. In our defense, nothing pointed here. Many leads pointed elsewhere. Don't beat yourself up, officer. We did not put guns in their hands or get them drunk.
The lieutenant pauses.
We will make up for it. Here. I feel it. Where?
He does not answer, just nods. He feels.
We should move now.
A single-person mattress, modern, civilian use. Brand name, Marjorie. There's a fuel stand and an empty can of beans on the ground next to it, filled to the brim with cigarette butts. The silhouette of a tobacco picker adorns the paper filter.
The smoker's a clean person. I didn't see any signs of smoking inside. Keeps it tidy. Prefers to come out here to smoke.
Ok.
Yes? What do you want to know? Good.
No response. He's having trouble processing. A moment passes.
Sí, yo tengo. Dos. Casi tres. Alas, son un pincho. A ver, espérate.
This old cylindrical generator. The lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope. The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters.
That should do it.
It's the ledger you found. It takes about half an hour. Not much. The heavy metal door stands as it.
Fuel.
A dim golden glow.
It's on. Turn emergency up.
The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in. A sudden wave of anxiety makes your No, it's more than that.
After you. So did I. Not back there, but I felt it since we came here. I don't know.
A thin wisp of smoke rises from a char.
Vamos, amigo.
An old man wearing tracksuit trousers leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth, then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises it, unclouded by cataracts. His eyesight is sharp.
The what now? I can't hear you. I may have. Also, fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't even talk like a grown-up. My eyesight? Yeah.
A shudder of disgust passes his right side. His left...
I did. And you opened it. How? The boat engine. On the water. I should have burned that console. The boat engine. On the water. It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done. It's a triangle.
A Samaran rifle. How did you get hold of one?
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Signal commune. Military aid. You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk, white from the ball.
The lieutenant pulls his pistol from...
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a...
Yell at him now. Loud. The words, I am an enemy.
And what rank would that be, dog? A big wheel of the 4th Regiment of the Pederast Arm. It's out of bullets.
Like an amputated limb in the sand. His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's on the butt. You see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood. Triangon, 4.46mm, made in Sinya.
Worn. Personalized even. Looks like this...
No response from the old man. The plastic cape around his shoulder.
Jacketed. Military-grade ammunition. Stable in flight. Good for hitting something that's very...
As he speaks, he stresses. The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession.
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war.
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? You're a holdover from the...
From the Insular Indian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed, 43 years. No. I've been on other islands too. I was in Resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was on E48, a nameless sound. 43 years and 10 months. It's inhuman. It's sick. It's not how a human being should...
He nods. But he...
What have you been doing?
Hiding. Fish.
Where the afternoon grows late, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, people walk home. Street lights will soon be lit. Further inland, the streets are alive. 2 police officers step out of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer Jean-Vic Mayer inspects giant patrol officer Judith Minot points west. The fishing village. She glances at the officers go, leaving behind the writing. Still
always waiting for her to return.
Her who?
Girl child. Revolution.
porque ese era el que estaba pasando.
I am not a fool. I know the historic opportunity for our revolution has.
What has he done? Perhaps a confession would lighten the load.
Yes, what? To get things going again? Fan the flame?
There is no flame to fan. There is no... I was just 16 years old. 15 when I volunteered. I had a lapse of faith. You could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat and thought a second for reaction to take hold. Petty bourgeois terror. It's in all men. May the 13th, 08, 44 years ago. The horizon was black with coalition airships. The combined might of international capital. All at once. All the greed and terror in the world huddled on the floor. The artillery was 80 kilometers away in Ozon. But I knew.
A terrible shame, still within him. The lobes of his ears are red with it. The shame and smallness of what he became.
I ran. I climbed the chain link across the water and hid inland. In the bunkers underground. Airships. I climbed out into hell. They'd all drowned in the lower levels or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft gun had malfunctioned. So had I. I left them without
Some kind of great terror. Worse than you've ever seen.
the mask of humanity fall from capital. It has to take it off, and then you see it, as it strangles and beats your friends to death. The sweet that the bourgeois are not human. I had to fight it. I had to never stop. How does anyone survive? I supplies, vegetables. I collect rainwater. It's the life of a dog.
How is your health?
I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red.
TRCM can provide medical services.
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities?
We also have Druamine.
I haven't. I have holes in my brain. Years missing. Others filled with pain only. A decade. I don't even know what. Inferno?
I would imagine it gets tremendously difficult.
Traitors. It's better alone. I watch the people of this city turn the lights back on more and more each year. It's disgusting.
Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on?
It was hard in the tens. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those bloodhounds.
They were post.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Coles, and others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. I tried to contact them. At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too. They'd started snitching.
In the city, you move on a...
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted. I don't want to. They're all traitors. Pigs, rabbits and ducks.
He does not want to see life moving on. People forgetting, drinking.
So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Elmer Graves, right? I know.
So you've been there?
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo scrounging on others. The propaganda bunker.
Propaganda bunker.
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them.
The old man looks across the water, at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not the army. Trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These things used to mean something.
He nods slowly, then another tremor.
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that oversees the occupation of Revachol, a so-called lieutenant. You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent them. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal in the fire pit.
It's not an island, Dwat. It's a defensive. The congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. We captured it in '02. Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone. You don't know. You haven't seen it. Iblis, the black-eyed angel. There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce. I've used it.
Here we go. A trail.
Killing people.
It's a gun. That's what they're for. You want a moralist euphemism? I've used it.
Interesting. During...
There is no after the war.
So he's continued killing after us. Going straight. No. Be careful now. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal. Nothing comes to you, and in them, a chill, like electricity running up your spine.
All is not as it seems.
Detective.
Damn it, ask it already, he wants to say.
What did I just say?
What did I just tell you? Don't drop the ball now.
The who now? The worm there? In the monster armor you took from him? An ugly piece of work, that boy.
Did you kill him?
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol. I do not collaborate with...
Exhaust him with proof. Pile it all on him. Get a confession.
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead.
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete, specifically meant for a top follower to... You've been here a long time, Mr. Dross. Too long.
I'm ready to die.
He's practically admitting to it. Dead fascists for fascists. Done his part.
You're sad for your fascia brother, aren't you? One twig got broken. Now the others are sad.
Almost. He almost burst out there. Keep piling arguments. Anything.
Che costriamo?
You're lost, Dwat. You're lost. Petty bourgeois.
A drop of blood. Tear into him again. Pile it on him. Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Classia's bedroom. Now, they're gonna come up. Yes, ouch. So maybe don't beat yourself anymore, though. You're not immortal.
Everything is brands with you individualists.
Show me the souls, please, Mr.
Fucking imbecile.
The maker is called sensory. These are not the unusual horizontal pattern souls you saw in...
The size fits, but not the soul.
Sire, he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
Racking those brains, are you? Desperate to report something back to your masters?
The lieutenant gives you a quick... The prints were his. You can see it in those eyes. The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. More. He's gonna crack. But you need a little more.
Not a lot of guns around that use military.
It's a real gun. Not like your musketeer. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons?
Damn, he saw you. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it? 4.46 jacketed ammunition. Modified. Good. This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like...
Murder.
Like a marionette.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Dripping with blood. Beating us to the ground. Moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not...
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
The lieutenant raises. Hush. He does not need to be pushed anymore. The ball is rolling.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them. In phase. And I pulled the trigger and... I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death and that stupid look on his face.
There, a hot flash of rage almost carries the smile away.
Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white, or what's left of it anyway. My last spring here, and...
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Yes.
And you were looking at Dan, the victim and a young woman, having sex, through the scope of your rifle that night?
The old man.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
The motive. You can coax it out of him. The lieutenant's preparing the ground.
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand it.
I'm always looking.
Are you always looking through the scope?
A rifle scope?
Helps him see.
And if you don't like it, then you pull the trigger?
Yes. Think of it as a form of...
Start with when he first saw him. It will give him a chance to ramble.
3 weeks ago, when the rich hag came in on her galley. Her honor guard came in tow.
Joyce. He means Joyce.
Wrinkled up whore. They moved into a deserted apartment above the roundabout. Radio equipment out for all to see. I've seen their kind during the landing. Those Occidental and masked phalanx weren't conscripts. Boys like us, barely alive. They like to kill while they're on their drugs. After the landing, in the burning years, I could see they've returned now to show their real face. The face they don't dare show them fucking. I didn't like that. Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself, drugged out, and I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be... That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But
this man has seen past her, like you did. And now he... to punish her.
since she came to Martinez, I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have a...
Past the Fell building on the...
hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me.
And beautiful.
Her passport and tickets to Villiers. And from there, after she was gone...
Did you keep what was in it?
No. Why would I do that? I didn't...
This implies that he's thought about extorting her.
Why would I need that trash? I'm not good. I did. She had a face like an archipelago with those birthmarks. And a body hard and lean and... I could see who she was, too. A spook. On the run. Revachol's the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen in arms did.
You could tell she was a spook?
She had different color hair on the photo. And glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I'm not blind, am I?
It quickly comes to you.
Mm-hmm. Bending like a bow against the glass.
Oh shit.
I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny. Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were...
Those two, you hear the familiar scribble of one more loose end down. We're doing this.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one. Then I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope. She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let him do to her.
You stare at them too. In your mind, her innocence day still turns to leaf. Airport, see you tomorrow, Harry. Her voice rings in the evening air. Burning. The old man raises his gaze, a bitter taste on his tongue.
Her.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement. That's it. Motive. We have it.
Where is she? I haven't seen her there for days. Gone. I knew it. She kept staring into the scope this last week at the island, like she knew. She'd look at night, crying or smoking on the roof, staring right into me.
Midtown, across the Bay of Revachol, the oceanic wind washes 40-story towers. Above them, Lausanne Central Aerodrome. On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and out smaller, distant, hidden. There, on a dilapidated jetty in a nameless village, 2 police officers and 1 special consultant. He's there, doing what? Special Consultant Heidelstam is optimistic. We'll see the boat when he comes. Let's go get a coffee until then. I know this. As the men go, Patrol Officer Minnow looks back over her. Good luck, Harry, she thinks.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
You could get more. Enough. Take him in. Bend his arms behind his back and end this.
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes. Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Because of the racists, everyone is a pump full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III. Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history. Intense, like animals, like those boom-boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tank. The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old whore's gone now. The worst is that old cock parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon, or Quayamoran, or some. That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the... We did good when we pushed him under that horse car. If only.
The disco whores are too much. What was that about? Steroids? It piqued your interest.
Glad. It's all gone.
His lip curls into a sneer.
Horse. Yes, steroids. A racist on steroids. What is my opinion? You think the rich man has an opinion? No. The rich man's
Ha, yes, but he was there. Why was he there if you can't have an opinion?
scratching away at the race question. You moral intern monkeys. You think the rich man cares about your little race games? He ruled another hideous disappointment.
Disappointment, so personal. He displays a familiarity with the...
That deformed toad? I wouldn't expect him to wipe his own ass. That mobster toad couldn't run a shithouse. He has no political education. His twin, Edgar Clare.
He's been sweet-talked by this Edgar. They must have met in person for such animosity to have developed.
You can't live alone.
The Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard.
Of course. Don't go straight for the kill. Exhaust everything else first. Soften him up.
I haven't approached anyone.
How did he know?
He didn't just stumble in like an oaf. He figured it out. Some kids told him about a monster on the island. Stepped right off the boat and walked down where you came. I even kept the door open for him. I was right about one of those things. 20 years ago. Neither of them could walk now.
That's around the time the Clares came to power.
Edgar did the talking. Paid his respects like I would have. Never trust a social democrat who quotes Marzoff. Oh, and charity too. Let me be here. The ZOC is an on...
They let him be here. Understand?
You know why I killed that fucker, Dwat. As to Edgar, I'm not doing anything for that swine again.
Again?
Tried teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics. They didn't stick.
Okay, he didn't do the hanged man for them, but he's insinuating something.
Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing that ball. Royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack across the water each day. I remember him. I remember him from La Noce. Not him, personally. His mate in mod. That one. Fat and plump, like a pheasant, just begging to be popped off.
He whispers with such predatory hunger. It borders on longing.
Not yet. I like to look at him strut around.
A treat. Better served for later. He's a pleasure to...
He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day. The blackest. When I put that gun in my own mouth, I think. No, don't waste it. Better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one. For him.
Hearing it may destabilize him. You sure you've gotten everything from him?
No. I waited too long. I waited too long, and now he's dead?
I'm sorry, Mr. Dross. I understand you knew him for...
They're all dead now. Fuck. All human beings care about each other. I cared for seeing his head explode. Now, fuck you. You think I haven't seen people die? It's all I've...
He's not okay. This is just another black day in a row of black days. Something strange is keeping him together, making him endure.
I don't even care.
Renee must have been quite a loss for him. The connection comes to you like a splash of cold water. Dark, cold water. He acknowledges it. Here we go. A twist behind the dark bend.
That bourgeois cow, Tiffin Holly was her name, licked the rich man's hand every time he came to town. Never seen her labor and money. She liked that too. That Holly.
Bordering on sentimentality, it drips out of him, tempered by something familiar to you.
She was. And she was real soft on those money men. Had a Barbara Muscova bag over her shoulder. Called in, they say. On the eve of battle. Ran away. Vanished like...
No, that's not...
Did she? They say her daughter called in, not her personally.
No, I guess it was not. She couldn't make the call herself.
Here it is. The truth.
Because she was dead. Because the cow caught a bullet in her right lung. Fell into the canal, grasping her tit, and drowned. She was going home, waddling, dressed in yellow, drunk like heading home to Grand Couronne or Betancourt, someplace like that, where they build those new bâtiments for the people. Someone did. Or maybe the cow just fell.
Another big spike of rage.
Nothing changed. Not in the material base. Not in the...
Edgar didn't keep his part of the deal. If you were to testify to this, give the RCM something on Edgar, you could walk. We would strike everything you've done and process you as a POW. You were in a war. You were on assignment. We could even extradite you to the...
A degenerate worker state. Goat shit. No, thank you. I'm Revacholian. My days are short. I saw it happen, and I liked it. That's all I have to say. I didn't li- Everyone is a blobber in this world. Everyone betrays everyone. They're all already locked up for betrayal. The best ones, the ones with heart, were slaughtered, trampled.
The same. There is plenty here to work with once.
Glad we talked about what? What? But you said I would be taken to the...
The wind picks up. The silence on the water is broken.
Your wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. Do you?
But... No, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He's sweating. Pupils are dilated too.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
You thought you heard something, but it's just the reeds.
Maybe we could all fit in there.
¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa?
Actually, no. Not really. We could escort him to the...
But then, who watches him while you're coming back here?
You come back for me? How about I go and send a boat back for you?
What is this farce? This is a...
Something is happening. Stop.
¿Qué pasa?
Lillian, you could ask her maybe.
This is no harmless old man.
This fucking world. This world...
No, listen.
¿Qué pasa?
Listen now.
Pero no puedo escuchar. Algo camina por acá.
No, no, it would take a whole day.
This world. What I...
Your skin is crawling suddenly.
¿Qué carajos es eso?
A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb.
What are you talking about? There's nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand move to your holster. But you don't have a gun.
Tell me what you see, damn it.
I can see.
4 simple words, but that means it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute.
Be very, very careful.
Carajos es eso?
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging. The segmented antennae, reed-like tufts, stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks. Slowly, with your breath held, like laughter, sweat drips from it. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its...
Okay.
There is no change in the insect.
In 3. If it moves, you jump back.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword. The phasmid freezes in its bright light. Head turned toward the lieutenant. The sweat on your arms feels cold as ice.
I got it.
For all time. The antennae hang from a great height. The sensation is electrifying. Looks like someone's got hurt in a fight.
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
Don't say it. Are you sure? This may be the only chance you get to touch it. The arthropod towers above you, frozen in place. A twit, don't say it. A shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life, like a record continuing where it left off, in a swaying, praying motion. No reply. A total ancient silence. You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented lower lip.
Careful. It may be...
The foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel, as the insect moves.
I exist. Tell me what it's like for you. Then I will tell you what it's like for me. Fire? Where? I do not have fire inside me. In me, there is not even blood. Now, I will tell you what it's like for me. For me, it is a series of half-lit images. A kind of darkness being intruded upon. Shapes of plants and animals. An internal sense. I am at the end of a narrow funnel. Weightless. So light, it only feels like something to be me. In truth, perhaps I'm nothing. I certainly do not have a soul. And if Are you sure? Sometimes, when molting, I will grow a lost limb. One time something went wrong, and a small leg replaced the missing antenna.
Yes, the leg tried to move around independently, making it hard to walk. Yes, thankfully someone ate it.
This would explain its antenna being smaller. Officially, it was the 3 meters tall stick insect who solved it.
Yes, I am lucky. It is nothing compared to the horror that is you.
It would take 1,000,000 years of evolution or a total reversal in the condition of the world for your pain to end.
I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmodia, endemic to the Insulindian Insula. For the last 350 years, I have hidden in plain sight.
It may have unknown
No one unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. Also, by the soldiers of the revolution and the officials of the... I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions until I was accidentally discovered by a detective of the citizen militia in Revachol. So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect? He's in a bad state, deteriorating fast now. He thinks I am beneficial to him very slowly, and only because he won't go away. It is meant to keep them from noticing me, to interfere with the pictures in their heads. But he has looked at me for too long, and I am destroying him. No, you're awake. I am real. Not even the birds know that. Not even the water lily. You can also eat it. If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth. Yum yum. Or read. Yes, I do not have a starter display, so I use a neurodegenerative element to aid in camouflage. Do not worry. It is only destructive over long.
the deserter. He's been here for a long time.
No. The moral of our encounter is, I am a relatively medium life form, while you are extreme, all-engulfing man. The Pale too came with you. No one remembers it before you. The Nidarians do not. The radially symmetrics do not. It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you. You're a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars burning in it are afraid. It will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6 billion years ago, when organisms first started breathing. Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nerve mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if he misplaces us all one day, or just forget? Please, do not do that again. Please be. Or one day, one of you will close your eyes and sigh, and open them to see that none of this ever existed.
It doesn't look like that, no. You're just staring at it. Okay. Is it somehow related to the case? I think you should back away from the unstudied species now.
No, there is one more.
A series of chirrups surrounds you, like swallows on a cliffside, as the phasmid moves its forearms. As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface.
fue eso?
And just like that, it's gone. Skating away across, and something under it. In the place it stood,
It's gone. Looks like a nest of some sort. We should have a look. Apparently, yes.
What now?
in some kind of...
Our suspect is not looking so good.
This passport, issued by...
Classia's hidden documents. From the...
It's Clausia, with short black hair and glasses. She looks boyish. Young.
Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was. Hiding place, or... Like a magpie? What a coincidence. Then it would also...
By now, the lieutenant has
I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island. And the scope. Maybe Mr. Dross... She said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith.
Katarzyna Alazia was supposed to be her real name, where Clausia comes from. Remember, I told you she kept lying to you. She's probably lying to someone else right now, in another city.
Yes, somehow she managed to lie to us. One more time. In a way, she's still... I don't know. But it's not Katarzyna Alasia, or Clasia, or Anouk Meyer-Smith. Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her.
The winds are silent.
What is it? What do you want from me? I can't go. See.
Mr. Dross?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black eyes like an addict of some terrible substance. A light shiver passes him.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility.
The trembling mouth.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid. Old age and shock. The appearance of the phasmid in conjunction with the...
He stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir anything in him. Perhaps you should. No reaction. His breathing.
Did you take this passport and other papers from a...
The spirit.
He hears us.
No reply.
Try something else?
Nothing. The last ember.
If Kuno kicked it into the sea, as he said he did, the ebb would put it back here. This makes sense. Mr. Dross could have picked it up. Or the phasmid even. If it did, this is incredible.
I lost.
He turns his eyes to the reeds again, as he's done so many times.
He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over there. With the help... This site is a T9, Mr. Dross.
Silence. You've gotten all you will out of this poor being. The plastic cape flaps around his face. The strength has all gone out of him. Just frail old...
We should think about getting back to the mainland. To get help. He'll be safe here. If we don't...
The greasy old... The skiff is swaying on the waves.
Let's. We are done here.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you, but for the sound of conversation on the water. The two men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a nameless village, looking at a small yellow. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Look what the tide brought in. You look like a fucking clown, Harry. Not like a funny police officer, but like a real life.
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen.
Bothered by it? Harry, you're a goddamn cop. They're afraid of you. Actually, are you? Are you still a cop?
Vic, calm down.
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstam. I believe we've met on several occasions.
Es el padre con su hijo.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean Vicomar, and this is your special task force. Or what's left of it. Special Consultant Trent Heilerstam, Patrol Officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island. Where are...
The scene is making even him.
We might need your help with something later.
As if he recalled that he's in fact.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi. Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you can...
This is the horse-faced woman. I don't know why you named her that, but it was beyond...
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a...
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets.
¿Qué?
God damn it, Harry. You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All we burn. Detect or die. Oh, you think it was cool you saying that? Aesthetic somehow? You were crying when we got here. Breaking things. None of us wanted to see the abyss. So we fucked off. Like you told us to. The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went.
And people on the street are...
You're a legend among the drunks, Harry. A legendary local drunk. Guilty as charged. Lost your mind and your memory. I wanted to see if it was true, and it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now.
He was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
I'm clinically depressed, Harry. Sorry if I wasn't in the mood to batter you up after you told us to fuck off. I didn't lie to you. No one lies to you. You were so fucked up on booze you couldn't recognize your own partner.
It's okay. I didn't come here to gloat or to fool you.
That's right. Worried. I'm always worried about you. You're a worry fest. She's worried about you. I'm worried about you. Even Special Consultant Backpedal is worried about you. Everyone worries. Instead of working.
Yes, I'm Tran Heilestam. I never said I wasn't Tran Heilestam. Mikhail? Mikhail is my son. No problem. Again, I was asked to share my take on some of the more French academic theories developed in Königstein in the 30s.
He's here to see if you're insane. He is smart. Let's move on. The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is where you come in. How?
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete...
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, Isola, Pell, and so on.
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him...
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically? Not when you phrase it like that. But I don't think critical theory. I know everyone thinks...
What? He lost his memory?
No, not like that. I'm not talking Vrede for school here. But Harry, I asked you, what do you think happened?
He is. He's getting better. And I can confirm.
I believe he drank. People do that, especially this one. What they don't do is forget their whole...
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before. Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after...
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained. Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a non hardwired to the free market.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit?
He's not a cretin. And he is able to do work, if not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
No one even mentioned that. I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on?
They can keep that pension. You're rocks.
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here. No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry? Ah, so refreshing. He just admits it. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for destroying 45... It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic. and the badge slips out of your hand. You juggle the badge for a second,
He found it. He found it, Jean. It's his badge.
And your gun?
as if having your badge and gun are natural states, not achievements.
Yeah, I checked the local pawn shop. You saw the pawnbroker. It worked too, didn't it? You're drunk right now, aren't you? You fucking bum. I can smell it all the way over here. So you forgot?
He's wounded. It's been a long week and he's handled an actual corpse.
Detective, please. Don't start talking about your pheromone again. This is serious. If you don't,
A bit of a week? You're drunk, and you let a suspect escape, a certain Clasier.
we've read the report, Sari. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
Oh well, if she was nice. I'm not even gonna get into the others or the fact that you're Everclear's little peony now, doing I don't know what for him. That's small-time stuff. That's nothing compared to the 8 people who were gunned down. The streets are literally red with blood.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired unvetted mercenaries.
Here comes the cap.
He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot and survived only because of his armor. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been. Detective, it's better.
It's so much better if he doesn't.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
He thinks of apologizing.
You've spent the week with him. On Lieutenant Geoffretor Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the lost gun, also losing his badge, that's all true.
The man sighs deeply.
Then there's the self-flagellation issue. He likes to apologize, profusely, making it sound like he's guilty of at least first-degree murder. It's just strange, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a true blue moralist, a man of the center, not prone to And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, and the drugs, of course. Amphetamine, mostly. He can talk human beings into telling him everything. And he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke.
Yeah.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder. He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a colossal stick insect. It was on the island.
He takes out the photo. You hear gasp.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Fucking hell is that? Is this somehow connected to the case?
The killer did not seem to be aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
So it is...
I must say, this is
Yes. It really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
This is a very, very sad. Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
Yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk. Drunk.
The body was transported to Precinct 4.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry.
Still, good work with the missing.
It's still a point for you. No denying it.
Female?
You had to see it. It had...
Incredible.
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such... Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it. Must be... As in cloning itself? What makes you think so? Well, then it wouldn't matter if it's a male or female. The Bauer would just...
That makes...
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. Yes. That would be...
Nothing is off the table.
Of course, Lieutenant. Of course. We should treat them.
They're not going to go for this speculation in the constabulary.
Yes, but also reed-colored. Beige and brown. A little...
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Carp discovers new species.
This would really help with some of the problems.
Absolutely. This is great.
Without it,
You're doing good here. Perhaps quit while you're ahead? Or no?
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym. The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms. Derived from this man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned.
So, it is...
thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory.
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
And it worked?
Yes, until we stopped it. He saw the mercenary as an ennemi combattant. Also, we have a sniper's nest with full view of the room in which the mercenary died. Right on the...
It's a clean way.
It's way more than that.
Perfect folding mechanism. Get over yourself.
God damn it. It is. Chin up. Keep focusing on the positives here.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open. In Martin...
Understood.
But a case against Everard.
I would prefer not to partake in anything union-related. For political...
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species. And so I...
Honestly, anything that ends this...
But he's been drinking, she thinks.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is...
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator...
Now you will finally get to know who you... The man looks westward, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Creo que acá me muero. Creo que acá me muero.
Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry. Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but...
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair. Some of your more old-school wording choice.
The incredible also. This guy. Just everything about...
In your 20s or late 20s, you've really let yourself go. Yes, you taught gym in Cool. I believe that's the term. So, Jim,
The smell of sweat.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Acel, the whole thing on the ice. That's what...
His smirk suggests barely contained laughter.
the regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you.
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an honest-to-God gym teacher.
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over.
You really went with it too. Really maximized.
Dora something. Dora England. Yeah.
Not Dora Dubois.
Something like that. No one is married anymore. This is Revachol. God, I don't know. 6 years ago?
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah. Or 7? You're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and incredibly bangable. She was extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous. A gorgeous bourgeois woman. Way fierce.
Heartbreak, pain.
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was.
Look, the sun is going down. It's time.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to say which came first. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist?
In other words, he's heard enough about this.
Us? We're the bloody murder station, haven't you heard? With the bad guys. No one likes us.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You're just understaffed, and everyone respects the...
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is too big, which is why...
Get back to it. We left Torson and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not Mac the Torso Torson and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me.
God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me.
He's anything but a loser. Although he would like to be seen as one. It's cooler that way.
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the...
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the...
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, they speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets.
So he remembers that. Yes, there may have...
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town, to be clear.
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore.
He means it. The RCM and its enemies will not be discussed on this coast.
Okay. It's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivachol. Faubourg, technically.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered...
Thank you again, Lieutenant. Who is Lena? Well, good luck.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's their discovery, in part. They should know as soon as possible. It would do you good to deliver...
She is going to watch out or she'll faint.
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to... Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RC.
Distant traffic. A scrap of newspaper drifts by, carried by the wind.
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of 2 captains with my doom-mongering. Work with Price? I'm flattered.
Would fit him. And crazy enough, this truly came as a surprise.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even consider.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back.
I do like the sound of that.
He's really considering it.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Tron brought his motor carriage.
Under the evening sky, the great district turns on its lights. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits. Dawson? Yes. McLean? Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back?
Es el final. ¿Será que el final bueno? Pues en el caso. Pero no sé muy pesado. Oh shit. Ah, la yo me esperaba un poquito de trabajo. Está mal. Ah, su madre. hacerle la galería. Sí, bien mucho daño. Ah, la ¿puedo reclutar a Kuno? Trajo ¡Carajo! Stop. Toma de tanto país, hijos de puta. No lo controles. Collage. ¿Qué carajo es esto? Todos los personajes. Reclash. Títulos. La pasma. ¿Qué carajos es esto?